Next to the beautiful San Francisco Bay, 40 miles from where Candlestick Park once stood. We're at Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara, California. Today, an exciting battle in the NFC between the Detroit Lions and the San Francisco 49ers.
Daniel Carlson set to kick off.
Daniel Carlson ready to get us started, and we're off from Levi's Stadium. Here comes Williams on the return. He's got a lane up past the 30. And he brought this one almost to midfield before he's tackled.
I'll tell you what, this quarterback, you sure appreciate a run back like that to begin a ball game. It makes your life a lot easier, and they're going to be set up with really good field position to get things going.
Offense out now to get us started. It's 1st and 10. First game on the ground to Jlamar Gibbs. And the drive starts out small, just 1 yard on that play.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Going to lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on second.
Last run, not a lot of help, Brock. 9 to go now on 2nd down.
Let's go now.
Another one for Gibbs. He's going to take this down to the opposing 44. It's a gain of 12 on that one. And that is good for Detroit 1st down.
You want to drain some of the excitement, some of the noise from a home stadium? It's exactly how you do it when you go on the road. Run it right down their throat from the jump.
Markers are reset. Here we go. Ball at the 44. First down, and they go right back to it. And this run is going to push him inside the 40. Give him 7 there.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
This is Gibbs on 2nd down. And they bring him down around the 34. 3 yards there and enough to move the chains.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that 1st down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense. And I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
1st down, play action. Buying some time right. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be 2nd down.
Look at the coverage on that play, Kate. I love that. That is textbook defense right there. When the quarterback escapes the pocket, man, you got to find somebody. You got to go get sticky on your offensive guy. It's exactly what the secondary did, and it forces the throwaway.
He'll go right side with Gibbs. Defender gets to him right around the line. It's going to be marked as no gain, so Brock, that means 3rd down coming up.
These linebackers of today, they are so quick. They're so twitchy. You don't get a body on them in a hurry, they're going to stick you right at the line of scrimmage.
This drive in jeopardy. Here's a 3rd and 10. 3rd and long for him here. And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. 4th down coming up. Lions making the call for their field goal unit. From the right hash, this is going to be a 51-yarder. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And they get 3 on their 1st series. Hope to build on that in the drives ahead. The Lions have it all set as they send this one downfield. And he needed a lot more power there. It came down a ways away from the landing zone, and they're going to start the possession up at the 40.
Get set, get set.
Purdy on 1st down. That's complete. David Njoku. And in a blink, they are up to midfield before somebody manages to stop him. Coming to the line for another 1st and 10.
First and 10 at the 50-yard line.
Working out of the gun, it's Purdy. He throws a bullet deep to the right, brought in inside the 20. And they are set up excellently. This is down to the 18.
It's a gain of 32 yards.
Thinking touchdown here after that big play. We've got first and 10 from the red zone.
First and 10 at the 18-yard line.
First carry here for Jordan James. And not much for him there. He's down to the 15-yard line. It's a gain of 3 for him. That brings up second and 7.
Brings up second and 7.
Shotgun snap for Purdy. And just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be third down.
Even the best of them could be hurried into a throw before they're ready, and that pressure just messed up all the timing, the rhythm, and the clock of the quarterback.
On third down, Purdy. He couldn't hang on, Brock. It looked like a touchdown, but it slips right through his hands, and now it's fourth down. Daniel Carlson on for this field goal try. From the same spot as an extra point here, 32 yards.
You look at that third down play, looking back, and it really turns into a three-point play. It's why situational work is so critical. Coaches talk about it all the time. Sure, you love the field goal, but man, they would have loved a touchdown more.
Here comes Williams on the return. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20.
First and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
All right, Lions just about ready. First and 10.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. Cougar 19.
I'll start on the ground with Gibbs. Well, this is going to come to an end right at the 32-yard line. They get an even 10 on that play. And the Lions have a first down.
Well, more often than not, it's the passing game that's asked to go from first down to just one play. But when you get that big play potential on the ground, geez, it just infuses your offense with confidence.
Going to the ground again on first. And this one's going the wrong way. Nice win for that defense as they send it backwards. Well, the extra blocking sure didn't spring that run the way they hoped it would, Brock.
In the old West Coast system, you call 12 personnel, 2 tight ends, Tiger. Tiger package comes on the field. That was a whole lot more like a kitty cat effort there.
All right, here we go. Second down.
Let's go now. Go.
I'll throw it. It's his running back. And he's halts in after about a 6-yard pickup. The stop made at the 36.
Rhythm. You hear me talk about rhythm a lot. Whether it's a golf swing, a baseball swing, heck, even a bowler. Gets himself into rhythm, and I'm just telling you, Kate, from experience, these little throws to running backs, it's one of the best things to get your offense into rhythm and a nice little gain on top of it.
Here we go, sack. Cougar 19.
I'll air it out on third. Has him on the quick hitter. Ooh, and he is cracked at the tail end of that play. A good hit, but sure would have loved for it to have come earlier as he gets forward a bunch and gets him the first down.
It's a gain of
An
10.
even 10-yard gain on the play. And that is good for a Detroit first down.
Mustang 19. Come on, set. Viking 18.
Off the play fake, he'll throw. And this time they're going to get to him before he can get that pass away as he goes down. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
Flat out a tremendous call. Perfect timing to blitz the corner, and the result proves it. There was barely time for the QB to set himself up to throw, let alone look downfield for a target before he was absolutely decked by somebody who I think enjoyed that chance to rush the passer.
Back to throw. Couldn't bring it in over the middle. Incomplete.
I hate to be Mr. Negative guy, but a sack 2 plays ago, an incompletion right there. All that's missing, Kate, is an interception on this play, and you're going to hand this quarterback a misfortune trifecta that nobody wants.
Here he goes, 3rd and long. And this one is launched downfield. To the outside, it's intercepted. Picked off by Upton Stout. And the 49ers are going to have it after his 2nd interception of the season. So first down from the 41.
Intercepted. The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
From the gun is Purdy. He'll get it to Brandon Ayuk. And he gets down to the 24 before he stopped. The big play nets him 17 yards. And that gives the 49ers the first. At the end of one, a field goal for each side, but no one has found the end zone just yet. It's a 3-3 game. Back to Levi's Stadium right after this. Now run, James. And he'll get this across. Touchdown, San Francisco. The 49ers pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive.
Okay, that's just simply the difference-making edge that these elite running backs bring to you. A lot of backs can get you 10 yards, 20 yards, but the elite backs, they can take it to the house.
Carlson all set now for the kickoff. Here comes Williams on the return. And he'll break the 15, but not get much further. Tough field position to start this one out. The Detroit offense to the line. Here's 1st and 10. Drive begins with Gibbs. And he scampers ahead and gets 2 on the carry.
That's the kind of yardage that's not going to kill this drive on the first play, but it does put you a little bit behind schedule. Now 2nd down becomes critical because nobody wants a 3 and out.
Back to Gibbs now on 2nd. Well, he had to power through one tackle just to get back to the line that time.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Six yards to go here. It's 3rd down. Third and long. They're going to throw. It's on target to Williams. And he's going to be brought down right at the 35. He picks up 15 on the play. And the Lions have a 1st down.
Well, that is a well-designed route right there. He really made it easy to get that pass to him. Creating space, QB receiver, deliver.
All set to go now from the 35. To throw here on 1st down. On the move, headed right. Moving right, airs it out down the sideline. And they took their shots, but unsuccessful on that 1st down throw, swatted away by the defense.
You know, I say this all the time. You get down there to the red zone, and things happen so fast. Those windows close in a hurry. The quarterback's fortunate that was one hand and not 2 hands that got on the football.
Enough to Gibbs from the gun. He's going to snag a couple of yards, charging up the gut. Diamondor Lenore, there on the stop.
It'll be this group's job watching the film to find all these plays. The ones that amount to really very little statistically and identify what was needed to just make them a little bigger, stretch them further. Afterthought plays now, they could be the big gains of next week.
To the air on 3rd and long. Escapes the pocket. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
And it's 4th down.
The Lions readying for the punt. And he's hoping for a well-placed strike. He's got this at the 27. And a big hit on the return to stop him cold. Great starting spot here for the 49ers. They're headed up 1st and 10.
Get set, get set.
Running with James. Get some space around midfield. Running down the left side. And he's going to score. Touchdown, San Francisco. The 49ers take a 13-point lead. Carlson to tack on the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the 49ers double their lead to 14. Carlson all set now for the kickoff. Brings in the kick at the 9. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20. All right, Lions just about ready. 1st and 10. Coming right is Gibbs. And this drive's quickly headed in the wrong direction. First play set down behind the line. The line between safeties and linebackers gets real blurred on plays like that, Brock. He handled that one just like a Mike would have.
Yeah, if injuries were to ever crop up, Kate, I bet he could handle the linebacker spot for them as well. Just tremendous diagnosis in that run support.
Throwing now off the play action. He's going to loft this deep down the left sideline. This is brought in at the 15. And they're going to have 1st and goal as he gets this down to the 4.
That is so much more the exception than the rule when you're targeting double or triple coverage. You may be fortunate to complete a fair number of those throws, but gains like that, those are rare, and that's big time.
Well, so much for finishing things on the ground, huh? He is stopped at the line. They're going to have to regroup now on 2nd and goal.
Okay, all right. There's a little progress on 1st and goal. You keep it safe, you push a little closer, and now you're set up for what you want to do on 2nd down.
Let's go now. 60 Bison, 60 Bison.
They go to him again. And he's stonewalled by this front right at the 3. The makings of a goal line stand here. No gain on the run, and now it's 3rd and goal.
That result right there probably takes the run out of the picture on 3rd and goal. But maybe it doesn't. Maybe this offense is looking at this at 4-down territory. This is where the fascinating mind games go.
Last play stopped short. Still 3 yards to gain. 3rd and goal.
Ready?
Gibbs. I don't think he got there. Nope, he was not able to make the marker. Will we see them go for it now, Brock, here on 4th down?
Well, these are the moments that I just live for up in the booth, man. What are you going to do as a play caller? You're going to go for it now? You're going to try to slam it in? Well, if so, you better get a whole lot more movement than he did right there.
Running for it. Here's Gibbs. And they stop him. No touchdown, no 1st down. That's a turnover on downs near the end zone. Now we see he's in some pain after making that tackle. Team personnel out now to take a look at him.
Outside. 18. Yellow. Yeah, you. Yellow.
Backed up in the end zone. Purdy. He's on target. Watkins. And some excellent work to drive them all the way up past the 30-yard line. First and 10 from the 32.
Get set, get set. Up.
They give left side to James. And he's out of bounds, but what a great play there, Brock. He's got him into field goal range. One of the game's biggest plays right there as they get the markers reset. So a new set of downs. Here we go, 1st and 10.
First down.
Outside.
1st and 10 at the 27-yard line.
There's a give inside to James. Touchdown, San Francisco! The 49ers boat racing them to the halftime locker room. Carlson now to add one more. The point after splits the uprights. And the 49ers stretch their lead to 21. Carlson all set now for the kickoff. From his own end zone, here we go. We stop him right as he gets up past the 15.
Lions take over first and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
The Detroit offense to the line. Here's first and 10.
Here we go, set.
On the draw, this is Gibbs. He takes a pop, and the ball comes out. Picked up by the 49ers. They're able to take this fumble back inside the red zone. Well, where one defender failed, Brock, another succeeded. He shook free of that first tackle, but the next guy not only made that hit, but knocked it loose as well.
Kate, as we saw when he broke that first tackle, he can absorb a shot, right? He's got great, what they call contact balance to absorb it and keep going. But that second hit, well, that drove the ball free and leads to this takeaway. Hey, you like these results on first. That completion right there, right in the window where all options are now available to you on second down. That playbook wide open.
Outside. 18.
Run now with James. And they take this in for the score. The 49ers boat racing them to the halftime locker room. One after from Carlson is up and good. And the 49ers continue piling on to this lead.
31. Lions 3.
Carlson all set now for the kickoff.
Daniel Carlson set to kickoff.
Here comes Williams on the return. He stopped on the run back at the 27.
First and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
All right, Lions just about ready. First and 10. Handoff running left. Here's Gibbs. And they blow up the opening play of this drive. Love the aggressiveness from this defense. So some immediate revenge for that last play, Brock. I don't know. What do you think? Is it going to take away the pain from giving up that big run the prior play?
Not necessarily, because it really does take a group failure to give up a big run like that in the NFL, but it also takes a whole lot of teamwork to knock them behind the sticks. Job well done there.
He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Tough one to retain through that hit. So now it's going to be third and long. Throw here, third down. He's going to loft one deep to the left. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Just couldn't hang on through the contact. And now they're staring at fourth and long.
That one really stings, Kate, because you want to convert there and not only keep this drive going for points, but because now you're giving your opponent a chance to go pad that lead before halftime. That's a no-no.
And that offense isn't budging. They're going for it.
Viking 18.
Here's the snap on fourth. Finds him on the crossing route. And as we kind of expected, it does not work out. So a little surprised to see him go for it. They're headed off after they turn it over on downs. First and 10 from the 32.
Get set, get set.
Here's Purdy to throw. Hits him on the out route. And he's got his guys into the red zone before someone can force him out. A gain of 15 there. And that means it'll be first down San Francisco.
First and 10 at the 18-yard line.
Outside.
Carry here for James. Give him 4 that time, so 6 to go on second down.
Taken down at the 14-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup.
Now just before the break, a timeout taken by the offense, and they can try for some points going into the break. Only time left for one more snap, Brock, so they're going to run out their field goal unit. He connected once, and a good chance here. This is inside of 35. That's halftime of this contest. We'll join both teams in taking a short break. More of the NFL on EA Sports in just a moment. Lions have it all set as they send this one downfield. And a stumble coming out of the locker room at halftime as the kick goes out of bounds, Brock. So our first drive of the half is going to begin all the way up at the 40. First and 10 for him now, following the penalty.
Get set. Get set. Up.
Running it after the penalty. He dodged the tackle. And a great play is brought to an end as this one reaches the 35-yard line. They strike for 23 yards. And that gives the 49ers the first.
No frills, nothing fancy. That was just a good old offensive line dominated in the trenches. And that sprung them to get to the second level and beyond.
Outside. Start.
First down, and they go right back to him. And he's not going to manage to get back to the line even. Tackle for a loss. We've got 2nd and 11.
Well, that safety came flying. And we know he is never afraid to mix it up. Man, he loves to dish out a big hit.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down.
Get set. Get set. 18. Watch out. Stop.
This is James. This is going to make it down to the 24-yard line. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that means it'll be first down, San Francisco.
What a great sign to start the second half for this offense, because with a lead, well, the ground game becomes your best friend, the centerpiece for this offense, trying to chew up that clock.
Running this with James. And he's going to be dropped with a big hit at the end of that. But the effort still sets him up with a 1st and goal.
You know, the elite running backs in this league, they don't just see what's right in front of them. You set up big runs like this because they see what's behind them. That's called extraordinary vision and extra yards.
Design quarterback run here. Second and goal coming up from the 7.
Watch out.
He's keeping it, gotta get it forward. Third and goal now as they try to pile on further.
Watch out.
It's a designed run for him. For the 3rd time today, we see them setting up for a field goal. High percentage look for him here from the left hash.
So many of these players on the field, Kate, they just strive for consistency, but not the kickers. They strive for perfection, and so far, he's just that.
Fielded at the 7. And in the end, Brock, a pretty exciting touchback as the return comes out to the 30. The Detroit offense to the line. Here's 1st and 10. Airing it out to start this drive. Short pass brought in. And he picks up a good chunk of yards here. Looks to be about 7. He's up to the 37.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for in first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and it creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
Looking for a pass on 2nd and short. Finds him over the middle. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped.
Well, that's a modest little drag route, but if you ever just need a safe, short gain on the throw, that's a go-to route to target.
Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. Gets everything he has under this one. And they really went for it on 3rd down, didn't they? But the heave falls incomplete. Now they're facing 4th down.
It has been a tough slog for them to keep up at any point in this game. And failing to convert on that 3rd down, yet another symptom of the overall illness of the day.
All right, looks like this is the moment. They're going to make their comeback push. They're going for it on 4th. They're going for this. And it's incomplete. They tie up with their best effort, Brock, but they come up empty. That's going to be a turnover on downs. From the 40-yard line now, this is 1st and 10.
down.
They run. It's James. And he'll be stopped after just about a yard. 2nd and 9 coming up.
This offense is now left with some ground to make up a little bit here on 2nd down. After that drive starts with a very minimal gain.
Following that little 2-yard run, it's 2nd and 8.
18, watch out!
To his back it goes, Jordan James. And he's going to be taken down a yard shy of the 25. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first.
A play like this, that's exactly where you want to get him the ball, right on the outside, where he's got the space and a lot more room to work.
They'll run here on 1st down. He's going to take this down to the 11-yard line. The end result there, 15 yards and a first.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine, and that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost when he busts those tackles.
Here's a design run.
Outside! 18, watch out!
Thankfully, only 1 quarter to play now. We've reached the end of 3 in this lopsided affair. It's 49ers football, and they aren't hurting for points. They start this quarter with a huge lead. All right, here we go. 2nd down.
Get sacked, get sacked!
Hand off to the back. And he gets absolutely popped to end that one. Give him 6 yards on the run, so it's going to be 3rd and 5.
It's a gain of 6. Brings up 3rd and 5.
He's round up for him. The lead looks safe, but the penal's staying down. They're going for this. This play's a design run. All right, Lions just about ready. 1st and 10. They start on the ground with Gibbs. And their struggles on the ground continue as he's tackled after a small gain. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
Not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
This is Gibbs on 2nd down. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Give him about 3 yards, and now they're going to have 3rd and 5 to figure out.
You make that call to just give yourself a fighting chance on 3rd down, Kate. Take at least a little bite out of the big meal between them and the 1st down marker, and that should make this upcoming call a little less daunting.
That's caught for the first. And they drop him with a big hit, but that's going to sting worse for the defense. A big gain, and the chain's moving too. That's 16 on the pickup. And that is good for a Detroit 1st down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
And this one's dropped for what would have been a nice game. That's one he knows he should have had. So that brings up 2nd down. Back to throw. This one found by a defender instead and knocked away. Back-to-back passes failing to connect, Brock. It's 3rd down.
You know exactly what he's thinking. Hopefully next time it's a little bit easier. The degree of difficulty on that one high. Throwing to double coverage, odds are against you.
Third and long for him here. Complete beyond the marker. And this one breaks beautifully as they're going to get it forward to their own 45.
A gain of 17 yards. That's good. For the Lions, first down. First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Throwing it again here. Into heavy coverage, and that's intercepted. And the 49ers getting back on his 6th interception of the season.
I'll hear a lot of defensive coordinators say you've got to earn the right to rush the passer by doing work on the early downs. You know what this is, Kate? They've earned the right to be aggressive defensively with the work they did through 3 quarters, and this defense is cutting it loose.
Now run, James. What a hit! He gets flattened to the ground. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8.
Brings up 2nd and 8.
Outside.
Back-to-back carries here. Space on the right. He's got room. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
Anytime you get that chunk of yards, gosh, you can just feel it in the stadium. It just changes the whole complexion of the drive. They're now set up beautifully in enemy territory to end this series with points.
Line up the design keeper. Backed up to the 4-yard line now. It's 2nd and goal. He's keeping it. Gotta get it forward. 3rd and goal now as they try to pile on further. It's a designed run for him. We've reached the 2-minute warning in Santa Clara. 49ers nearing their 6th win this season. Well, I guess 3 isn't enough to pad the lead. They're pulling out all the stops. It's 4th and goal. Starting this drive with a design run. The Detroit offense to the line. Here's 1st and 10. Shaking off the pick quickly. He's going to throw. Finds a seam down the middle. And he's going to get this one to about the 22 before they take him down.
Lions, first down. A gain of 16 yards. And the Lions, first down.
On 1st down, it's Gibbs. Not the way to begin a new set of downs, Brock, as they drop it behind the line.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline and his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
And all he can get is a yard here, Brock. It's going to be 3rd down.
A gain of 2 on the play. And this is 3rd down.
Okay, ready? Here we go, set. Cougar 19. 79 Bronco.
They'll throw 3rd and long. That one complete to St. Brown. And he is stopped as he reaches that 46-yard line. Keeping that pace going as the clock continues to run.
That's good for a Lions first down.
Putting a receiver in motion.
It's a gain of 25 yards. First down, Lions.
70 Rangers, 70 Rangers.
Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Quick slant, that's Williams. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 46-yard line.
One final shot here. Taking a final shot at the end zone. And their final effort is going to hit the ground incomplete. But no reason not to throw it long there. This game is over. So the 49ers earn the win in this one. And it was a maestro of a performance defensively, limiting them to only one field goal. Playing shutdown football like that, Brock, it is no surprise they came away with the win. And I think you'd agree, we see some more lockdown football in their future. So for Brock Huard, everyone here on our great crew, I'm Kate Scott, and this has been the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the 49ers, as we'll see you next time from Santa Clara.